15,000 fans and a chorus here in Brooklyn. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with our... And two very gifted offensive teams, Chris, playing tonight. Fun to watch them go back and forth.
Hey, games like this, though, you got to be careful because you can get lulled into a shootout at any time, and that takes your focus off of doing the little things, paying attention to detail. That's your success. Don't get caught up, or this could be a big run really fast.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Washington, the deadly duo of Wall and Beal are in the backcourt. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Porter in at the 3 slot. It's stolen by Morris. Beal against Russell. Morris passes to Wall. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And here are the Nets. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
Yeah, and they play in the same conference. Not a rivalry per se, but familiar enough to cause some tricky problems for one another.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yes. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Mozgov with the bucket.
And being aggressive, using that length. Mozgov owning the painted area in the face of pressure.
Beal with a screen for Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Shoots from the line. Again, the miss by Wall.
I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
Here's Lynn, and the layup's good off the glass. Lynn's got his first points of the night.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Ball's knocked loose. Lynn with the steal. Right side Russell from outside the arc. Doesn't go for him. For Washington, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And it's Beal in the corner, beyond the arc, buries the long-range jumper. Beal's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And Beal is known as a long-distance shooter now. Come on, we all know this. His stroke from deep is beautiful to watch.
For Washington, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Wall wide open. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Mozgov with the bucket.
And the towering presence of Mozgov, most effective doing damage inside.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And Wall, here we go now. That's tipped.
He has been just terrible this game, a real negative for his team.
Baseline try, and it's Russell missing.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there. They can't keep doing that.
And that one is good from Bradley Beal.
It's like Wall has a sixth sense of knowing when guys are open. Outstanding and quickly getting in the ball.
Releases from 15. Mozgov's shot is off. Now let's find out what head coach Scott Brooks had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, he didn't outright say he was satisfied with his defense, but he did say that offense was important tonight. He told me numbers 1, 2, and 3 on our list are getting good movement, good looks, and making some shots. That's our focus. We'll see if they can make that happen tonight. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah, I agree, because they have to be the team that dictates the style of play in this game. I mean, they'll be much better off in a shootout instead of a slugfest.
Beal with it, hoping to put that miserable performance against the Clippers behind him tonight. Porter, no luck.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
You know, for a while now, the Wizards felt that they are just one key piece away from being a major player in the East. They've yet to find that player in free agency, but to their credit, they've tried a number of times.
Again, Okafor missing. Washington trailing. Porter dishes to Morris. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Morris is such a gifted scorer in the paint. He utilizes both his height and weight to get defense out.
And with the Wizards and free agency, they missed out on Durant and Horford, to name a few.
And really, the last major signing they had was Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. Unfortunately, the Wizards have had some bloated contracts on their books.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game. Mahimi's checked in for Washington. Oubre comes in for Otto Porter Jr. There's a good screen. Knocks it loose. Mahimi a screen. Off the screen. Wall's shot is good. Wall's got his first 2 points of the night.
Now, Wall is a knockdown specialist from here. You know his jumper is a thing of beauty at times.
Lin kicks to Russell. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Everything he is throwing up has been off. He needs to find his groove, and soon.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Then for the Wizards, Smith checked in for Morris. Jody Meeks comes in for Bradley Beal. And Tim Frazier subbed in for John Wall. Smith sets the pick for Mahimi. 5 to shoot. Poke loose. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for Washington.
And you can see how big a role the three-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
And they take the lead. Meeks got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Well, there are a lot of players who seemingly have ice in their veins when the game is on the line. They do not blink. When you think about those kind of players, who might be the most mentally tough in the league right now?
Well, it's so hard to tell who really is mentally tough because you don't know what these guys are thinking. But I know who looks like just cold stone, just merciless players out there, and that's Kawhi Leonard because
Yes.
you never know. You know Kawhi is a nice guy, but, you know, he'll shoot a shot that'll end the game and then just give you such a cold look. And I think Isaiah Thomas is that way. I mean, I think so many players, of course, LeBron, Curry have been that way their whole career. But Kawhi Leonard seems to be that next coming of ice in his veins.
Brooklyn's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Down low, LeVert, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Frazier kicks to Smith. Now Oubre. His last outing, he had 8 points. To the middle, and finished off by Oubre.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Allen drives in. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And the Nets lead by 1.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
Smith on the wing. Here's Mahimi. Another one falls for Washington.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Punch, counter punch. Neither club's been able to sustain an advantage.
Here's Allen. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Over to the left wing. Frazier outside. Poke loose. Mahimi a screen. Teardrop shot. Shot by Frazier, no good.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Pass to Oubre. Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded closely. Frazier outside. Smith outside. And a miss there on the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Frazier kicks to Smith. And here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Oubre kicks to Mahimi. They can't stop the run with that one.
I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
Now, here's Meeks. D right on him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've been giving John Wall all sorts of problems. He still hasn't been able to solve their defense. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who...
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Right, and as the defense collapses, that opens up inside-out opportunities. Productive first quarter.
So on the floor for Washington, Frazier is out there with Jody Meeks. Then there's Oubre. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Smith in at the 4 spot. He hits the second from the line. Nets leading by 8. To the inside. Here's Allen. And it's Allen with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Frazier kicks to Oubre. Dishes to Smith. 4 on the shot clock. Wizards passing it around. Meeks can't hit.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Whitehead's shot is off. Wizards trail by 10. Meeks passes to Frazier. Smith drawn the double team. Poked away. Now here's Frazier. He's covered closely. Smith dishes to Mahimi. Over Allen. And the shot no good, a bit short. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's Whitehead, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And a new group in for the Nets. Mozgov, he's checked in for Allen. Okafor comes in for Damari Carroll. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Inside, knocks it loose, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okafor. And the Nets making a change here. Lynn's checked in. Washington with the ball. It's a 13-point game. Shot clock at 6. Down low, Okafor with the steal. Russell with a wide open look. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Tough cover from mid-range.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Washington with the ball. Down by 15. And Beal kicks to Wall. Morris with a screen on Lynn. There's the dish to Morris. Feeds it to Gortat. Porter in the corner. Clock at 6. Here's Beal. He's got 6. The Wizards with another miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
For Brooklyn, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Ball passes to Morris. Shot to end this cold run. Here's Gortat. The rebound by the Nets. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Down low. That's tipped. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Bradley Beal. Averaging 17 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Here's Mozgov. He can't hit that time. And it's Washington the other way. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And did you notice how each miss fired up the crowd even more? It became a vicious cycle.
Washington calls timeout. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing that they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the game is a passion, as we know, Chris. But does it help to have outside interests? You're passionate about art. You make music. You're a writer. You're a thinker. Talk what all that is about and what that means to you.
Well, I think being a complete person helps whatever job that you're doing. You know, we all are more than our job. But basketball, you have to put everything into it. And so sometimes to rejuvenate yourself, you need to get fed other places and kind of feed your passions. And so I think a lot of times when players feed their passions, it's really just to have enough energy to complete their goal of getting through a grueling 82-game season with all the ups and downs, the expectations, the heartbreak, the celebrations. And so I think for myself and for many other successful players that I've seen, those that have tried to approach life with the same way that they approach basketball, that's just living with passion, try to learn as much as you can, enjoy every moment. Usually to me, they are the most successful because it takes pressure off of playing the game.
Timeout, timeout. Artful use of the screen there gains the separation he needs for a good look.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. And with Beal, and Greg, you brought this up with his health because he hadn't been able really to play a full slate of games in his first 4 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and credit him for dedicating his efforts to improve his health. I mean, was a time when you thought injuries would maybe limit his career, but when he's on the court, he is one of the best we have at that off-guard position, and he's only going to get better.
The pass to Gortat. Beal against Russell. Morris with a screen on Russell. The drive by Beal. Okafor with the steal. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the slam dunk by Russell.
Yeah, the anticipation. Russell on top of the play there. Gets the steal, then gets his boys out in the open floor.
Morris with a screen on Russell. Beal dishes to Wall. And Wall with the slam.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Mozgov kicks to Okafor. To the middle. And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist by Lin. Lin's got 3 assists in the game. Gortat with a screen on Lin. Knocked away. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Wizards.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Oubre comes in for Morris, and it's Jody Meeks in for Porter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Wall. That shot missing. Some solid defense there from Lin.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Meeks on the wing. Now here's Beal. 8 points for him. A nice shot by Wall.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Lin kicks to Mozgov. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And Okafor has it in the corner. Pass to LeVert. 6 to shoot. Russell from long range. They get it back. Mozgov. Pass to LeVert. He dishes it to Okafor. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okafor. Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. Number 1, the Nets.
The beauty of watching this team is seeing the ball move around the court. It doesn't stick. That's why they're at the top of that list.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Smith checked in for Washington. Tim Frazier comes in for John Wall. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. To take a look at the Nets. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And checking out Washington, right on their tail, vying to move up and take over if they get the chance.
And when I look at Washington, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
They have really been terrific so far this year, no question there.
And haven't really been that sharp from beyond the arc. And they're only getting worse as we get closer to halftime. And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
To the right side. Frazier outside. Right wing. Here's Mahimi. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. For Washington, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
and working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going. And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now here's Frazier. Not a lot of room. For Washington, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. Free throw, good, Oubre. Second free throw, no good. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and then Allen slams it in.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection.
And so it's Brooklyn, up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jets. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard.
And that wraps up the...
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a superb 63% from the field. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt. Mozgov is out there with Jahlil Okafor, and it's Crabbe in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And a wide open look for Porter. From outside, off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Sinks the triple. Lynn's got the first basket of the third quarter for Brooklyn.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
On the wing, Morris. Right side, Wall. And count it from 19 feet away. Wall's got 10.
Look at Morris break down the defense on this play. If they leave one of his guys open, he's going to get it to him fast.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Outside, Porter. Morris with a screen on Russell. Here's Beal. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
You watch Bradley Beal play, and it seems like he's been in the league for a long time. And then you see his age, and you're surprised on how young he still is. Younger than most of the top shooting guards in the league.
Wall passes to Beal. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there. And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Here's Gortat. Mozgov with the block. And again, Brooklyn running the court in transition. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
A pretty simple solution to ending this run. It would just be getting back and actually playing some defense.
Poked away. Gortat dishes to Beal. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And hate to make a mistake there. Have to stay focused.
You're so right. Trying to shrink the deficit, sometimes you push too hard to make something happen.
And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for Marcin Gortat. 3rd in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And it's a strong accomplishment. 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him. Shot to stop the run. No good on that one. Excellent D there from Mozgov. To the paint. He kicks to Okafor, takes the three. Rebound, Washington. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Three minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. Wall, Lin knocks it loose. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. Here's Okafor, and then Okafor slams it in.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
Beal against Russell. Right side, Wall. And good that time. Wall's got 4 this quarter.
Look, you gotta admire the quick trigger of Wall. Once he has the ball, he's straight up looking to shoot.
Crab kicks to Lin. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. Wizards shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the 3rd now. And Wall kicks to Gortat. Rejected by Mozgov.
Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of his shooting.
Quarter, no luck. And here are the Nets. They're on a 13-4 run. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And really, Lin has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. A nice shot by Wall. The Nets have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the 3rd. And Russell with the basket on the assist by Okafor. 14 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. LeVert's checked in for the Nets. The Wizards also changing it up. Mahimi comes in for Gortat. And it's Jody Meeks in for Bradley Beal. Morris a screen. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That will be foul number 5 on him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Kelly Oubre's checked in for Morris. From deep, Wall trains the 3-pointer. Wall's got 9 points in the quarter. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. It's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record for going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step 1 is the figuring out that shot. Step 2 is how many repetitions. Step 3 is can you get that in game time atmosphere? You really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust, because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because of the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
And he makes that one.
Already one of the league's more creative assist men, Russell making people around him better.
And here's Wall. He's got 17. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
If you're talking about the elite passers in the game, John Wall has to be on that list. He's averaged a double-double with assists for several years running. He has vision and knows how to find teammates after defenses collapse on him.
And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Damari Carroll comes in for Okafor. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Russell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. And a switcher also for Washington. Smith is checked in. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Carroll passes to Allen. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around. And with Wall and his passing last season, Chris, he became the all-time franchise leader in assists for the Wizards.
And I believe that it was Wes Unsell's record that he broke. I mean, that's great company to be in. Those two had different ways to get their assists, but both great passers. And you get the feeling Wall can still get better.
Here's Dinwiddie, pass to LeVert. And it's off from three-point range.
He hasn't been able to sink anything, really. His team still leads, but it's unclear if he will find his game by the time this one ends.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. For Washington, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. And the first one drops. Whitehead's checked in for LeVert. And a switcher also for Washington. Frazier's checked in. And so Meeks nails both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Kept alive, Allen. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Allen's got 4 points this quarter.
He is the #1 reason why his team is up right now. He's shooting very well and really feeling it out there.
And it's Smith missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Allen passes to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Allen. Here's Whitehead, and he's good on the 3-ball. Whitehead's got 6.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out on him.
Frazier kicks to Meeks. Back to Frazier. Nice ball movement by Washington. The feed to Meeks. Fires for 3. Dinwiddie with the rebound. The Nets shooting almost 60% from the field here in the third. They are really feeling it. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And since they come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the flow of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for DeMarre Carroll.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
There's Crabb with the 3. Here's Allen, and then Allen slams it in.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Tipped away, tries to keep it alive. And here's the fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Frazier outside. He feeds it to Oubre over Crabb, and that one comes up a bit short. And so it's Brooklyn, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how. So it's Washington now. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Jody Meeks out there with Scott. Then it's Smith. Then there's Frazier. And it's Satoransky in at the 2-guard spot. Kicks it to Meeks. So the wing on the left. 5 on the clock. Frazier with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Mozgov with the steal. Crabb from long range. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. Crabb's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nets. Dishes it to Meeks. Satoransky, the pass to Smith. Feeds it to Meeks. He kicks it to Scott. The pass to Frazier. Shoots from 14, and it's blocked. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Goes up, and Mozgov throws it down.
And how about the aggressive side of Mozgov? Benefits the team when he's that energized.
Washington shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Outside, Scott. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
A floater poked away. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Oh, that's a brutal giveaway. A pass to no man's land.
Brooklyn making some changes. D'Angelo Russell's checked in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Dinwiddie. There's Lin with the three. They get the rebound. Mozgov. Allen dishes to Mozgov. Passes it to Lin. Shoots over Frazier. Lin's shot is off.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Russell kicks to Allen. Excellent defense there from Smith. Here's Meeks. Banked in off the glass.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Over in the corner, Allen. Lin from long range. That shot off. Now the Wizards take it the other way.
He's been off target for the most part, but it hasn't held them back as a unit.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
You're exactly right, Kevin. When your point man is sailing to the rim with that level of explosiveness, invaluable.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. The Nets making a switch here. Okafor's checked in, and a change for the Wizards. Porter's checked in for Jody Meeks. Frazier kicks to Satoransky. Scott the pass to Smith. Shoots over Mozgov. And again, Washington no good. The Nets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. So he gets them both. Chris, we've seen video review get introduced into the NBA and tweaked as we go along, refining it, polishing it off. And at this point, would you like to see video review expanded even further? Or do you think it's in a good spot where it stands right now?
I think it's in a good spot right now. I'm sure if I had time to think about it, there are areas in which you want to go to. But if you really think about it, I mean, the game is supposed to be spur of the moment. It's supposed to be just players free-flowing and playing. And you don't want to make the game slower by going to the officiating video every single time. Right now, I don't think you should do it on charges and blocks, which is probably one of the most controversial calls in the game. I think where we have it now is good because it gives a balance, and right now we do not need the game to lengthen in any way, if anything shorten, and I think adding anything more to refereeing and videos I think would just make the game last longer.
Here's Satoransky. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Inside, here's Crabbe. Nice D from Frazier. Knocked loose, and so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
Wizards ball.
The Wizards shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. And Satoransky kicks to Scott. Outside, Porter. Shot clock at 6. A rebound by the Nets. Okafor's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
After a trying first half where he struggled with the shot, he has really found his rhythm, shooting the rock in the second half.
Free throw good, Russell. And D'Angelo Russell, a pretty impressive ball handler for his size. Chris, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but he's still working on his finishing, though. I mean, not the most explosive athlete. He's got to get it done with touch and drive and positioning and kick it out to the open teammates.
Smith dishes to Frazier. Nice ball movement by Washington. Screen by Smith. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Mozgov. Chris, traditionally, we've had the standard 1 through 5 spots on an NBA team, but it seems more and more GMs and coaches are going away from labeling a player to one of those spots, like positionless basketball. Are we going to see more of that? Is it going to work its way around to another level? How do you view that?
Well, I just think that the game is evolving, and I think right now you have to have a certain skill set to play, and that means you have to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, and defend. You think about it, we had players that could just defend, couldn't dribble or throw a ball in the ocean. Well, that really can't work anymore, and you have to have players with the total skill set regardless of size. I do think, though, that you'll always have to have positions. I hated how we took the center out of the All-Star game. You never see in baseball, they say, it's okay, you don't have to have a center fielder. You could just put 2 left fielders in there. You still have to identify a position, and for the tradition and the honor of the game, I say we do that. But we got some pretty big guys and some pretty great guys. So what would you call Dirk Nowitzki? Is he a 5? He's 7 feet tall. Is he a 4? Is he a 3? It doesn't matter. He just has game. What do you call Kevin Durant? A 7-foot flamethrower? I mean, he's a center, a power forward. I don't know what you call him, but I know that size or positions are no more defined by height. They used to be defined by height. 7 foot and up centers, 6'9" and up power forwards. Now you have 6'9" and up point guards. So I love the fact that the game's evolving, but I think the 5 best players are just going to play, but you're going to have every single size because right now skill set is on.
Lynn's shot is off. Washington shooting just 30% from the field here in the 4th. Frazier the pass to Scott. Porter against Russell. With the teardrop, and it's Porter heading it to go.
Look at how Porter just exploits that screen and roll that time. He's always prepared to shoot off the pick.
Here's Lynn. Crab in the corner. 3-pointer. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Frazier kicks to Satoransky. Outside Porter. Frazier outside. On the wing, Porter. There's the triple. But they recover it. Another shot. Mozgov with the block. And he recovers it. Right side Russell. Now the dish to Okafor. Lynn from long range. And the net. Another 3.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire 4th quarter.
And you have to like this. Why? Because it's helping them space the floor, which can create other opportunities.
Here's Frazier. Another miss by Frazier. And the Nets with possession. They're on a 16-7 run. Russell kicks to Lynn. Pass to Mozgov. Back to Lynn. Trying to find Mozgov. Gets it to him. The shot's good. Mozgov's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Brooklyn.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Timofey Mozgov.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim. And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
That's tipped, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Lynn. Meek's on the wing, lets it go with a three. Mozgov grabs the board. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
And Russell gets it to go.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
Yeah, the good news, though, is they've already got the win wrapped up. He might as well sit back and enjoy this one.
5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony.
We trust. Yo, it's a must that you heard of us. Yo, a lot of people is wondering and they're curious. I mean, in my unit, do it is so mysterious. Furious.